Said how, said how are you
Did you
doing?
see the last
Morning.
one?
How are
I'm
you
all,
doing?
I'm all right, man.
You have a lovely Friday.
I had a Friday.
Okay. Well, that's nice. Glad you had a Friday. I feel that. I didn't do anything that I
I feel
necessarily
like
thought I
I
was
need to
gonna
be
do.
quiet, so
You feel like you need to be quiet on the podcast, or you feel like you just need to be quiet in general in life, like
no,
right
in
now?
general,
Oh,
in
okay.
general, just being more silent.
I feel that. Sometimes what they say, if you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all.
Correct.
So,
And that's why I just want to be silent and wait.
I wish you the best in your endeavors, friend. I hope that provides some peace of mind in your heart, mind, body, and soul. Ooh, well, what about your week? As we bring in the episode, welcome back, good friends and all. This is Unpaid Invoices. The host, the post, the host and post, the host. Words. They're escaping me this morning. The podcast that you can come if you are a creative. This is a safe space for creatives where we're going to talk about everything business boundaries and in between. My good friend, as we do every episode, how are you?
I'm good. It's your girl for those who are just, logging on to the unpaid world.
Yes, indeed.
Um, but I'm fine. Literally existing. And I love that for
Existing.
me because I don't want to think anymore. I just want to exist and have fun.
Oh, I love that.
So,
You heard it here,
yeah.
folks. Our lovely host, Anique, is existing. I love that. She's existing. Well, I am your host with the most. Saf, why are you looking at me like that? I'm your host with the most, your girl Kiera. And like she said, this is Unpaid Invoices, where we do our thing, our thug dizzle, every week, every day of our lives. We live the things. We are the creatives. And we come here, like we said, to talk business boundaries and everything in between of what it's like being a creative. So let's get into it because there's so much to cover. Starting off, usually we love to go ahead and introduce this lovely, I guess, a lovely segment that I like to call Oklahoma Insights, where we love to highlight some Oklahoma creatives who are doing their thing, really making headway. Chloe Hart, which is someone that we've come to know personally, here recently dropped an EP. Keep Your Heart, Miss Chloe Hart. I love
Hell
that.
yeah, Chloe, I'm with you, girl. Keep your heart.
I'm
Because
trying, girl. I'm
they're
trying.
trying to kill me, bro. Every day. They're
Yes,
trying to kill me, bro.
I love it. I love it. I love it. But I've been seeing her drop her promos and doing her thing. I know she dropped it like the end of January, like end of January, early February, and she's just been putting in the work, promoting and doing her thing. We all have 9 to 5s, but when you have a passion, you still get the grind in, and I really appreciate her for doing that. Again, one day you guys will hear her on the pod. In the meantime, make sure you go check out her latest EP, Keep Your Heart. Moving on into some tabs, we love to open up several tabs, as any creative usually does on their computer. If y'all saw how many tabs I have open on my brand new computer, you'd be like, oh my God, that's insane. But yeah, let's open up this first tab because this one I've been seeing the developments of this, and I'll be honest, when I saw the initial announcement that they were shutting down, I was kind of like, damn, that was shocking, but not kind of shocking. I could see from like a creative standpoint. But
Mhm.
HANIFA, which is a very nice, luxurious, black woman owned brand, has been facing a lot of criticism these past, like, I'd say quarter. This past quarter, she's faced a lot of criticism. And about 5 days ago, at the top of the week, she stated that she was taking a break from the brand. She dropped a video kind of relaying, her thoughts, her emotions behind the reasoning of, maybe some people's complaints, in regards to orders, and just overall how it's
Mhm.
been on her side of things. Because I think a lot of people sometimes forget running a business is not for the faint of heart. And I do like the fact that in the video she touched on, scaling as a company. And when you do scale or when you do have a large influx, that will show you the holes that you have in this. And that's kind of some of the reason why she's deciding to take a break is to make sure that those things are fixed, for her customers and for her business and for her brand. And I respect that. Child, I respect that wholeheartedly, but I was very shocked because I just got my coins together. I was trying to get me some Hanifa. Like, fuck.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of where I'm coming from. I just can't buy from you now until whenever you
Yeah.
start again, you know?
Yeah. Like, and then for that sample sale too, which I think a lot of people are frustrated with, which was like, I think during the holiday season one. So I don't think anybody, one, gave her grace in that season, like at all. People were very upset. It took 4 months, 5 months, six
I
months to get their
think,
orders. And
right. And as someone who's probably about to, I'm not gonna say have to navigate that because of this new venture that I kind of
yeah,
realized that I need to like, I haven't launched it,
right. It's in the works though,
I
but that is like something to consider.
but
In your,
it's
in
just
yeah,
yeah, like I think that sometimes people I don't even know if it's a thing if people don't understand it. I just think that people aren't doing it, so the gravity of it is just not going to really settle in their minds. I don't think anyone, specifically creators of products like that, specifically products that are
handmade. What she
specifically
said,
for
yeah.
hers.
It's all knit. It's knit. Knit is like one of the hardest, especially at that quality level, manufacturing wise. I can only imagine how long it takes to make some of those pieces. Because that's also another thing. A lot of y'all are so used to shopping Shein. Babes, this isn't fast
Yeah, and
fashion.
I'm not even, I
Because
have
I'm
my
not
own
knocking
little,
Shein either. But when you
I was
start
gonna say
buying
I have my
quality,
own
you
little
gotta
takes on that, but yeah, I do think with, I mean, let's be honest, we're not, when you start a brand like this, and specifically when you start a brand, I'm so sure that even her getting to the point where she could do that first launch that we seen during the pandemic, because that's when I seen her,
boy
um,
with the
was
AI models, right?
correct. She was the
Yes.
first person to pioneer having quote
Mhm.
unquote AI runways or even like modeling and structuring of like fabrics
Yep.
on like AI models. Like she did that. She was the first one to do that. I remember the headlines with that.
Yep.
And so even with that, it's like, well, what does that take to get to that
Hmm.
point? I'm so sure there was 5 additional years prior to us seeing her in 2020 that,
Of
she put in
failures.
that effort and that work.
Right.
But with stuff like that and with such heavy like innovation stuff like that, it's so much effort and energy that's poured into it
Hmm.
that
The
it's like
masses
just
won't
to even make that
appreciate.
come out,
Yeah.
man. So it's like then you get to a point where you
Because it was
do
getting
blow
to the
up.
point, like she was becoming one of those brands. Like I feel like in the lexicon of brands, I feel like she was really making a name for herself, not only in the space of being like, obviously her demographic, which could be high paying black women or highly paid black
Affluent black
women.
women, yeah.
Yeah, like that was there. But then she was also broaching into, I was seeing the Caucasian fashion girlies wearing her things. So that
Yeah,
means
I don't
also
think
another
Hanifa's
audience.
stuff has ever been like, will I say, and I'm not saying that you're saying this, but I will say that that's what I mean when I say there's so much effort and energy poured into just a quality product.
Correct.
Hanifa's story resonates with us because we understand her as a black woman. But
Right.
Hanifa's quality
Will
is that
register with
anyone who
anybody.
can be, yeah. So I don't know who or how maybe she started getting waves, probably in other demographics,
I think
but
TikTok,
it was
honestly, too. I mean,
it
for
was it was a
yeah,
matter of time because at the end of the day, a
bound to
quality product
happen.
is a quality product. We all start with our mission, our mission, everyone mission statements and vision statements to where
Right.
we're closing these gaps as far as like, this diversity in these spaces. But at the end of the day, if a product is really good, if a product is really great, everyone is going to buy it. It doesn't matter. Obviously, you have your niche group or audience that you focus on marketing towards, but if it's a great product, it's going to get bigger than what, your audience initially will be. And that's what you want. So even with that space, it's like I'm so sure for her, it it probably did get overwhelming. And
Yeah. And I
even in
think she
that
just
space,
also had a baby too in the midst of all of
she
this.
has two now, I think.
Yeah, like I think she had just like when the brand popped, I think she was pregnant with the first. And then she got pregnant again here recently, I want to say a year or two ago. So like she's had two children, or if not, she had another child in the midst of your brand growing. And I think like even for us sometimes like it thinks like can you have both or how do you navigate both? Because it's like what how do you juggle being a mother? We don't know her family dynamic, right? So I don't know if she had the support to figure all
Right.
that stuff out. So it's just like so many things as like you said, people don't understand the gravity of the other side of things. They just like I haven't gotten my order in 5 months.
And I'm sure that was breaking her.
And,
You know
right,
what
because
I'm
that's not
saying?
something
Like,
you ever wanted to do.
but
When I
at the
wasn't
end, but
getting
when
candles out, I was upset with myself.
Exactly. But then it's like this level of like, well, I want it to remain in quality. So
Mm-hmm.
it's this battle of fast fashion basically that has now become a standard for a lot of people.
Right. You get your
And now I
Opali
have
in
to
a week.
battle
You
like
get
my
your
own
pretty little thing
morale.
weeks, less than 2 weeks. Like it's the expectation for the consumer is now completely different.
Yeah, they want their stuff within like the week.
But I also think that to your point earlier about, right, like these are people who understand quality. I feel like as a consumer, if you know you're buying something, right, if you have the coins, right, to dish out $300-$400 for a piece, I would imagine that you can also understand that
There's going to be some time, some
there's
production
some
time. So,
time.
so
There's
here's the
also just
thing.
like grace because I'm like, I have to wonder,
I'm,
even with with black brands, I feel like there's just no grace even as a customer from
it's
people.
not.
But y'all don't
This
ever
is a
have the
very
same
nuanced
vitriol.
conversation.
Correct. There's no vitriol when there are these other brands that are very well-known luxury. We talked about it a couple episodes ago where they've done things throughout the years, but I guarantee you, you will be in a Chanel store, you will be in a Gucci store, you will be in these
Gucci should have been
stores.
canceled, and y'all have said Gucci has been canceled 3 times over the last
But I guarantee you, y'all
5
still
years.
have a Gucci belt. Y'all still have a thing, and their
No,
quality
that
isn't
they
even
don't.
up to
They in the
snuff
resurgence of
sometimes.
anything will make them forget whatever disrespect, especially as people
And the
that
quality
are
for those
black.
brands has gone down. It's been proven. There was, the leather guy who's on TikTok all the time testing quality leathers, and you put up the Chanel bags, and you put up this, and he's like, "This is cheap. I know better artisan brands." So
I
we get
mean,
into
right.
these questions
So, I mean,
of y'all
because
judging
branding
me.
is a beautiful thing. I love it. I
Right,
really do.
right.
When you have 100 plus years behind you, backing you in a world, yeah, at some point, this vegan leather is still nothing to anyone else because it is Chanel. But vegan leather, we all know is what? Plastic. So, what are we like? Or not? What is it? Vegan? I'm pretty sure.
I
What is
think
that?
it I think it yeah, like it's just the way they
It's
like
like
tan
they package
yeah.
it up as, but at the end of the day, it's just like with Hanifa, I will say 4 months, I can understand that being an egregious time, right? Maybe a month, maybe even two. But four
But
months, that is a valid, I feel like, critique.
no, it very much
But on the
is.
flip
It
side,
very much is. Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
but on the flip side, I agree with you. I think that everyone who spoke out didn't speak in a way that was like
Agree.
having all of the things that you just said.
Yeah. It
And it
was
was
almost like
a,
too, a lot of people were wishing on her downfall, which we saw with Pat
yeah, I'm not
McGrath
sure
when
what
she did
that was
the
about
with
because I don't think
the
she's did anything that's been intrinsically
I
like
think it's
horrible
because
as
of
a
the late
person.
thing. Like they're
That's just
equating
not enough
I
for you
bro,
to be wishing
I
on a
kid you
downfall.
not, the amount of videos I was seeing in the end of last year about Hanifo, it was just always this conversation of like that tone. And it was like and even now, like I'm seeing the tweets of like, I wish her the best, but this is egregious. And it's like two things can be true.
I beg everyone, I wonder if everyone has this thought process.
Mm,
Because I surely do, and I don't speak on a lot of
no.
things. I wonder if you guys know that when you're upset that you don't have to like say it. Like, are y'all aware that y'all can just shut up and just not buy from
No,
her again?
because a story
That's
time
my
means
concept
clicks.
of
A
things.
story time means ads. That means I can now voice my opinions on TikTok and other people are gonna be like, yeah, I don't know why. Now, what I will say, or to even that side of the people who, yeah, 4 months is egregious, any brand, I don't care if they're black owned or not. Did she communicate? Was there communication on the brand to say, due to that high demand, which I guarantee you, I know I probably saw because any sample sale usually says that. If you are purchasing these products, they are sample sales. So meaning the sizing might not be what it's probably, you're
Hmm.
probably going to have to get it tailored, but also there's going to be a wait time. Do you remember the Telfar craze?
Oh yeah,
Remember waiting?
another instance of us not being able to see all of the work that was put in. Telfar has apparently been here for a decade, I think. We seen him pop during the pandemic. The pandemic, a lot of people popped during that time because it
Right.
was, their time, bamboo growth. And also there was an opening for everyone to see them because we were all in inside.
Endorse.
So, and even then, I think the difference, though, I will say, is I think that because of what he's producing, this is another thing, products and the production time, and then the cost of goods and everything and all that is different. I'm so sure that Telfar has a lower cost of goods
Production,
and
yeah.
merchandise. Yeah. And because of that, he was able to maybe get a bit more of a grasp on that. So when the influx came in, he just stopped it. Like I seen that. Like he literally was not
And
accepting
at
any
all.
more at
When
some
it was
point. He
sold out,
stopped
it
it
was sold out.
completely. Correct.
It was done. You couldn't get it. And then
And
there
you
would
were
be
not getting
you
it.
had to
Yeah.
wait. You had to wait some months before you could
Until it
even,
came back
yeah.
out. And it was usually around some like it gave like kind of 6 months for him to
Mm-hmm.
produce some more, and then he would open it up and then it was shut
Yeah.
down again. Like
Because I knew
he
people who
was
were waiting like months like to get their bags. They had
there was like
ordered.
a whole system.
Yeah, and they actually, and you know what? You to your point, yes, you were right. They actually made it as a they made their customer understand, excuse me, their consumer. They made sure that their consumers understood if you buy into this product, you need to also understand that there's going to be a wait period. If you buy multiple of this product, there's going to be even longer of a wait period. I'm curious to know if the people at any point were receiving communication from Hanifa. I know for a fact if you were buying it, you probably saw it on the website. If you didn't read it, choose to acknowledge it, or choose to adhere to it, that's on y'all. Because anybody with sample sales or things of a sale like Black Friday or whatever, you have to know there's going, first of all, it's the end of the fucking year. It's the end of the year. It's the
Yeah, I
end
will
of the
say for
year, people.
your regular people who probably are not in the fashion world or even understanding probably certain things like that. I can't speak to certain things because I was not in Hanifa's like damn nostril like some of you guys were. So I cannot attest to what type of communication she gives. I know for a fact, kind of being in the field that I am in, over communicating is probably better in an instance like this. So that's
Correct.
where I have to
Correct.
applaud Telfar because I do think he got to a point where it was like very bottom line. It was
Mm-hmm.
very shut down. It was very,
No
like this is
more.
what it
And it
is and
created a
this is
little
what it will
hype
be.
too, if I remember.
Correct, because supply and demand is a thing. That's what I'm saying. Like
Right.
I don't know what all, you know, she said or maybe even articulated, but some people gave off that she wasn't communicating enough. Like they didn't
Enough.
understand maybe the
Right.
gravity of what
What was
exactly
going on
like
at all, which
yeah. And so like to that I can't say anything to that because if you guys didn't get or she wasn't
yeah.
communicating enough and it's like a damn banner pop up on your website versus a whole email or a
Yeah,
like
like the
a
customer
landing
service
page.
team or something like that. But it's like even
Correct.
if you don't have a customer service team that's like more than two people and you have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of orders, like I could see how, again, like she said in the video, there were things infrastructurally that we didn't realize were holes at this level. Beforehand, they weren't holes. Before it was doable.
And you have
Beforehand,
to
this
grow and
worked.
you have to grow.
But
And that's the thing
correct.
about growth is that there are going to be some ebbs and flows and it's going to be uncomfortable. And to that, I will
Very.
say a lot of you all, because I've seen some people saying that too, like you guys don't even know what the hell it feels like to even be able to build a brand, let alone it be successful, let alone it's growing at a rate that you didn't even anticipate. And
Correct.
I can agree to that. I can understand
Boy,
that. Someone else said,
been there.
you guys and I understood this too as a consumer because they were like you guys want us to care about y'all's personal lives so much. We do not. We paid you money. This is a product, this is a service. We just want the service and or product. I don't really have to care about the whys behind me not getting the product or not. And in that realm there, that is true. If we're being honest, that is
No,
true. I don't
that is
care
fair.
if
That is fair.
you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like
It's a
it's a
very
nuanced
harsh take, but
conversation.
yeah, that's fair.
I
That's a
mean,
fair
it's a
point.
harsh, but hey, reality reality can get harsh. And if I'm being honest, if I pay 100, 200, 300 something, right, I'm going to at least bare minimum expect a certain
Some
amount of maybe
communication.
customer service, a certain amount of,
Right.
like communication, a certain amount. So I do think there's room for critique when it comes to Hanifa, but she already knows that. That's why she's shutting down, right?
Correct.
So it's just one of those things. I do feel like a lot of you all use these moments to be like, I told y'all, versus like, she's
So many
growing, bro.
people were
Like, I
saying,
think
I was
she's
like,
just
y'all
growing
are
at a rate that she just didn't anticipate. And that's a beautiful thing as a creative. Like, You don't. You put in all this work, you know the things, you just want to make a quality product and you do that and then you get the world in the world or the universe grants you like, okay, this is what, you put your heart, blood, sweat, and tears in this. Now it's
Hmm.
quality. Now it's so much quality that everybody else wants it. Like it's just another step to take, honestly. But I
Yep,
do think some of you all are
jacking it for sure.
jacking it, janking it, doing just mishandling it, like just too much. And like I said earlier, I beg y'all, like if it's that deep, just
Just
don't buy
don't
again.
buy, yeah. Because you don't have to do the buy-in. I think also too, a lot of y'all, that's the problem now, is a lot of y'all just be buying in, not really knowing if you really like the
Like the product,
brand.
like the person,
Yeah,
like the blah blah
like
blah.
that's
But
what you
and
do.
that's
The
you
thing,
guys'
especially
problem.
when you start getting into quality products like that, that's not something like you said to be just willy-nilly like, oh, I just seen everybody talking about HANIFA. Let me just go drop $300, $400 on a knit dress or a knit this, and it's like you don't even like knit. You don't even wear this color in your wardrobe. You don't even have like this. Don't even match you. You're just trying to be with the times. And so at that point, I have no sympathy for you. Just as you have no sympathy for the person, I have no sympathy for you and your coins that you just lost and you hadn't gotten anything for 4 months. So shut the fuck up.
Oh, well,
That's how I feel. But I do really understand Miss Hanifa. I really hope when you come back, I still have the pockets and the ducats and the things are flowing and going. If you're doing some side projects, let me know. I might know somebody to know somebody to know somebody. And I'm just saying. Until then, I have to wait. Moving on, opening up another little tab. This little interaction was very funny for me to witness because I saw it live and I was like, is this really happening? You ever see an interaction on Twitter and you just be like,
yeah,
okay.
Nicki and Cardi, Cardi and anybody,
Because
Daddy
every time I have to click on
Blow,
the page and make sure it's the real page.
JT and Carisha when they first got into it. I was like, oh, they like actually on the timeline talking to each other. Okay.
Like, correct. So,
Y'all
yeah,
definitely have
Ali,
right.
boy, okay. So, yeah, Ali, for people who don't know, is a producer, writer for some of our favorite R&B rappers, Pop Johns that we all love and know. And he's very vocal on Twitter. I've interacted with him a couple of times. He's a pretty decent dude, doesn't, for what I can tell over the interwebs. A little sassy, I will say that when it comes to his comebacks, because I thought this was just so unprovoked, slight, and I kind of agree with Wale. But I think he was just giving his opinion and saying what he also wanted. So on that, I can't be mad at it. But basically, Ye Ali in February made a tweet was saying, I'm so glad that people found out that Roscoe Dash wrote Lotus Flower Bomb. If you weren't aware, Roscoe Dash was on Cam Newton's podcast and they were recounting, things as Cam Newton does on his podcast.
I just
Um,
I'm
okay. You sure?
why y'all going on there? Stop going on there. That's all I gotta say. That's literally
So if we
I
got an invite to go okay, on the pod, you wouldn't go?
oh my gosh,
I
girl,
feel
I
like
would
we would have
literally
a
do what I
time
just
with him
did.
though. I feel like we would
Ugh.
have a time with him though, friend. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it would kind of be like that Poor Man's episode. They were very gentle,
No,
slight-ish
I get what you're saying, but he says so much
tomfoolery,
stuff that
shenanigery.
I'm
Yeah.
just like, there would be more
We probably
moments
walk
for
out at
me.
some point. I would look at you, you look at me, and I'd be
I'd
like, "You
just be
ready to go?"
there. There are just so many moments of where I just be like, no, I do not agree. But hey, like it would be flat out. But anyways, yes, Roscoe Dash went to Cam Top Hat Newton's podcast.
And
Yes.
so from there, people were responding to Yali's tweet and were just like, asking questions. Music fans were people, were trying to figure out, like, okay, well, what did he write? If you are unaware of the music industry and how splits and how publishing and all of those things work, this is kind of some of that highlighting to how that industry works on that side, right? You can have multiple artists and writers on a song, and depending on what you wrote, can be your percentage to how much you can get back in royalties or in publishing to that song. So he clarified and said, he wrote the hook. He said just the hook. And then he said something that I feel like this is where Wale was like, you be. He said, it's the only thing that matters. LOL. And Wale said, because I thought this shit was very funny. Because he came in, he said, this shit wild, unprovoked, and disrespectful. And I thought that shit was very funny because it kind of was. Because if we really think about Lotus Flower Bomb, I guess what he's basically
We're all
saying,
thinking of the hook. Let's be honest. Miguel is singing that one, right?
I was just about to say, and I believe the hook that
Right.
Roscoe Dash wrote,
You guys are sick. I
yeah.
can't hit that regular note. I'm not
Now,
even sick, but the weather here is blue. But anyways,
I
you
don't
get it.
know.
You get
Yeah, so Wale then responded and basically was like, well, because I think Yeah Ali said something else in response to that afterwards, and then basically followed it up because he was just like, I'm tired of y'all coming on here saying, because Yeah Ali kind of gave like a blanket response because he was like, the hook is the driving force of every song, which he's not wrong, right? Very blanket song. There's not that many hooks written today, but or bridges for that matter. But anywho, he said, no one thinks Roscoe wrote your raps. We're talking about the Cam Newton interview Roscoe did, stating he wrote the hook. Now, these are very succinct sentences, if you have not noticed. Words, period. Words, period. Anywho, Wale
right.
comes back and says, this backhanded shit gonna end right here. He said they go word for typo. They go word for word when I do this song. Saying the hook is all that matters is an insult. My by your metric, again, another typo. That's how I know this nigga was mad. He said, by your metric, never ask a rapper to be on your songs because the hook is all that matters. Now, again, if y'all don't know, Ye Ali does also create music as well. I don't think he's more known for his music, but I do know he does make music for like as an artist himself, not just writing and producing for other artists. Um, so a little dig on Wale's part. What are your thoughts so far, friend? I'll just pivot here. I'm curious to know what you feeling.
Really, I think everyone has their right to their thoughts. And with that, you have to be aware of what that might look like. Specifically for Wale, I understand him a little bit more because it gives off like it is unprovoked. Like, even
Yeah,
if you are maybe making a
like a comment off of
critique
a
to a different narrative, because I've seen in the comments he doesn't necessarily backtrack, but he does the thing of like, I'm saying that for every song, like not just
right.
his. And it's like, well, sure, right? I get what you're saying, but still, imagine you're Wale, you wake up, I'm assuming in a beautiful condo,
Boy,
you
however
fart maybe,
yeah.
walk over to your big old glass of maybe champagne bottles and maybe money stacks. I don't know. Wale, what you got going on? But and then you get online and then you see somebody just talking about how that song kind of just didn't matter and only the hook mattered. Like I could see him being like, this is feeling very unprovoked. Like whether you're using me as a reason to kind of like make a note on something or not, like that's fair. But with that, I now have a right to speak on it because you're using me as an example of said thing, which ultimately I don't think wasn't necessarily true. I think he kind of meant that. I do think he kind of meant like the hook in general mattered. I like no one remembers your verses type
Yes.
energy.
Like everybody only
You see
remembers Miguel from the song. That's the only reason why
Yeah, that's kind of
it
the
it
tone
works.
that you
Yeah.
can get. And then as you see him interact with other people, it's like, I only said that, but blah, blah, blah. But it's whatever. It's whatever.
Right.
It's
Because
whatever.
that's
Da, da,
what that's what
da.
I
It's
was thinking too.
whatever.
Like when I seen him responding to everyone else, he was like hee hee ha ha, like you know what I meant. Like kind of like that vibe. But then when Wale finally responded and said something, like he was like, "Oh no, I just mean like every song is I mean, like I said, you went very succinct, straight to the point in these things, but it's like also like I don't know. I felt like just it's like sometimes just be quiet. Y'all don't have group chats.
I think people, and just also let's go back to ultimately what was said. I am so glad people finally found out that Roscoe Dash wrote Lotus Flower Bomb. Period.
The hook too, because I think he
No, no,
clarified, or no, excuse me, yes, he
no.
did say, because I made sure
I'm
I
looking at
pulled
the
that
tweet.
direct
I
quote.
am
Yeah,
so glad
yeah,
people finally found out that Roscoe Dash wrote Lotus Flower Bomb.
right.
That
Alluding
is
to that
very vague.
Wale, yeah,
That is very vague.
giving that Wale
Even
didn't
if
write
in the
his
mo
rights.
even if you have to clarify, there's a good chance. If you have to clarify versus expand on the thought, there's a good chance you did not articulate the initial thought correctly. Do you get what I'm saying? So
Right.
with that being said, I feel like you knew what you were doing.
Facts.
Slight, specifically being a producer,
Hmm.
specifically being an artist, you
Right.
knew damn well that
But
was
you
not
not.
the proper wording if you were talking about simply Roscoe Dash having a credit or even just speaking on the hook. There
Now
was a
that makes me want to go see
word
what the hell
word.
Roscoe Dash was saying on this Cam Newton interview, but I really don't like giving Cam. of you sometimes. Sometimes he really just irritates me. That's why I try to stick to the clips. But the clips also are a narrative
Mm-mm.
that is
I don't
pushed, so you
see.
have to watch the whole interview for context. I'm a person who I'd rather watch the whole interview and make sure that I'm not being pushed a narrative from the clips versus just only watching the clips sometimes. So,
And I'm a person who doesn't like to purposely put myself in environments where I'm going to get irritated. And
facts.
Cam Newton's podcast is just not one of those ones where
Boy.
I'm willing to take the risk.
And unfortunately,
So,
I don't care
yeah.
that much either to go watch the whole whatever Roscoe Dash said. I'm glad Roscoe
Yeah.
Dash though is out here getting his ones and twos off. It sounds like
Um,
everybody is trying to get, something going, moving and grooving. I don't know. Very interesting.
but yeah, to go back to him, I think this is a sassy man. What is this boring mate to? Yeah, this is a sassy man.
Told, I'm gonna say allegedly sassy because sassy can mean multiple
Oh,
things.
I'm not talking about no.
Sexual
When Drew
orientation,
says sassy,
yes, that's
I'm literally saying sassy. I'm not saying he may be gay. I'm not saying that is
yeah,
for
that's
anyone listening to this pod and you hear me say sassy,
boy. If you hear either one of us say sassy, we say the word sassy like its
as in
definition.
like they are
Period.
literally sassy as fuck. Like I don't know what y'all if y'all don't want to be sassy, then don't do sassy shit. I don't know what you want me to do,
Correct.
but this is a sassy warrior. I've seen him on my timeline a couple times and he's sassy
Yes.
little quirky moments.
Which is
It's
also very strange to me as if you're a writer and a producer, like, wouldn't you not want to be seen like this from artists? I feel like because you probably got a couple number ones under your belt, maybe you feel like that's
No, I think people will show up authentically to how they are, and he just maybe is like that in general.
fair.
So I
Very
don't
fair.
think they're thinking all of that, you know. To him, even in this tweet, he felt like that was okay when that's not necessarily the truth with how you worded it. You needed to word it specifically. So I get why Wale would come back and be like, actually, no, this
Yeah,
feels very disrespectful. And you being a producer, I feel like you know what you're doing. I can see
correct.
him even getting that notion or that moving from that assumption. But I have no takes on the sassy trap house Jodeci. I don't have any takes on Wale. What I will say to Wale though
He been
is
very vocal
that
lately. I'll say that.
I was gonna say, and that's what I was gonna say. Wale has been very vocal lately. I think he's getting it to a point, and not if even getting. I think he's already been at this point, and
Hmm.
even maybe going back to a point where he has been very vocal about disrespect. But I will
Correct.
say, Wale, you ain't even gotta respond
Why is
to
your attention, Buki? You don't have to.
in this
And
event, I
then,
do think he should have responded because now you're insinuating something, and that now goes into my credit as my type of artistry. But
agreed.
as far as like everything else, Wale, you ain't gotta respond. You ain't gotta
Mm-mm.
respond, baby. It's okay. We
Yeah.
get you, we hear you. Like I said, Mr. Sassy,
Holding up a fist just for you right now. You can't see it, but
he
I'm
likes
holding.
to, I think, and also I just think in general, people in this generation like to
Poke.
poke, but also talk as if they talk with the assumption that you
Mm,
understand them.
right. No, I
Why the hell
agree.
would I understand what you meant? You dead said he
Especially if I don't
wrote
know you.
not the hook, not the da da da, not any of that. You said verbatim, Roscoe Dash wrote for Lotus Flower Bomb. Like that's
A loaded
how
sentence.
was I supposed to assume that you only meant which means that at the end of the day, y'all aren't good communicators, right? I don't have time for this. And this is actually one thing about this generation I actually hate. It pisses me off. You can probably hear it in my voice now. I literally hate it. It's making it hard to not only like communicate with people, but to bond. It's making it very hard. So I wish y'all would stop
I wish I would
talking
let
like
words
that.
mean the words that they mean. I just downloaded a vocabulary app to keep my vocabulary on the up and up because I feel like society is really trying to make us dumb. And that, what you're alluding to, is
Oh,
one
for
of the
sure.
things that like makes people
Words,
dumb.
yeah.
Words mean things,
They mean
right?
things. They mean,
Can
and they have their
society
own meanings. You
can
don't
could
get to just
right? Can
apply
society
them
though
in
add
whatever way.
nuance to them? Am I saying that we can't say words right, even culturally, right? Where as black people we may say something and it could mean or allude to something else. I'm not saying that, but we have to be very careful when we are having very serious conversations or even just light conversations that certain words mean certain things. And if you yourself can't comprehend the
Or even
nuance,
verify some of the stuff that y'all are saying, then maybe don't
correct.
say the thing.
Correct. It's just I need y'all to really start and even for myself, it's making me police myself even more because I cannot. and will not ever be somebody who is just out here trying to
Rage bait people and
correct. Like, I don't
talk out my
ever want to
ass and
come
blah
from a
blah
place
blah.
of all of the information is just
I've gotten
XYZ,
in trouble
XYZ.
for being too transparent.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
You definitely can. Oh, you definitely can.
I'm that's so for you guys to kind of be
Look, we're
saying
gonna give
one
that a
thing
pause.
and do it
Just
and
hold off.
meaning
Hold
another,
off.
like that's confusing for me.
Denny, one sec. For the people who are not from Oklahoma, at noon, there's an alarm that goes off. Okay. Little history context. That was when the black people could come to town. There you go. Your little Oklahoma
Yeah.
fun fact. Oklahoma was full of sundown towns. The end. We're just gonna let this pass because it just freaking
I
annoys
wonder
me.
if they can hear it though.
No, I can hear it. I can hear it.
Oh,
I can hear it from your end, and now it's getting louder on my end. Like I could hear
okay.
it through the microphone.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, just hold on, bro. It's just annoying. I actually need to
Now
pee.
they just say that it's for testing the tornado warnings. You guys
Is
say.
it really what they? Okay, so I heard that was like a rumor. I thought that was fake.
No, growing up, like that's always what they said. Like this is to make sure that the tornado sirens are always working. That's why it continues.
Oh, interesting. Because I guess, but you
Because you
know
know
what?
that
That would
the
okay.
sirens are
Yeah,
posted all at
or all
like
across the
community or
state.
base center, like
Yes,
yeah, so
yeah.
that they
But
just
that
made
makes
it a
sense
big
though, even now with the historical context of it all too. They didn't have tornado sirens back then,
yeah,
so
well, you know they're not gonna tell us that. They never
right,
ever tell us that
right.
it's the test the sirens. But
I thought that
yeah,
was just like the lore forever. And
I've
then I
literally
remember my
actually heard that from
grandma.
people multiple times. Like it's the test the sirens. Like, oh,
I
okay,
mean, I
yeah. That's the
remember it, but I
newer.
was just like, when my grandma told me what it really meant, because my grandma, Nebraska to Oklahoma, and Nebraska wasn't as segregated as Oklahoma was. So when she had came and she heard it, she was like, what is this scary sound? Like, what is this going on? And so when her sisters and them told her about it, and then I remember her telling me about it as a kid, I was just like, no, they say it's for the alarms, for the tornadoes. Like,
Yeah. Not for our grandparents. Not at all. You need to go. That's what it said to them.
child. I need to pee. Sorry. I didn't realize this alarm was so long. Jesus.
I was gonna say it's only supposed to last. I think it lasts 3 minutes.
Does it? Boy, you know way more about this one than I've ever known. Boy, I have to do some Oklahoma research. I see. Give me 2 seconds. I have to pee pee.
I think I just naturally it lasts for a minute, guys. I don't know why it lasts for so long, but I mean, according to them, it's to test the sirens. Maybe that's also why it's so long. I don't know. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna stop after like once it hits 12:03, it's gonna stop. And yep. Like, yeah, I'm like, it lasts for 3 minutes, I'm pretty sure. But they're going down now, so hopefully we don't have to, not hopefully, we won't have to hear them anymore.
Ah, I'm back. Oh,
Yeah.
this coffee on my stomach. Jesus. It making my tummy hurt. Anywho, moving on to the next tab. This is just a quick update. A little 1-2-1-2 from last week as we continue on this very strange award season that we are on. Since the last episode, BAFTA has released several apologies, none of them accounting or really, I feel like taking part in their doing of all of this, essentially. And then shortly after that, then we have the Actor Awards, formerly known as the SAG Awards, that were streamed on Netflix. Sinners walked away with a really with good words. I'll say that. Dion Cole was also the one hosting the NAACP awards that also happened, I think, previously. And he had some really good jokes and monologues. He even said something about Nicki Minaj, which I thought was very appropriately timed. Hilarious. I'm trying to think what
Mhm.
else. What else happened? The actor awards, they were, I think they alluded to some of it in some of the speeches, but I think we walked away again, like I said, Sinners walked away with the good awards. We now have the impending Oscars upon us. Soon come. What are you thinking? Have you been aware of like some of these last awards, like the NAACPs and the actor awards that just recently happened?
Yeah, Actors Awards, I've been kind of seeing at least like a lot of kind of like fits. You know how they do the whole like the PR, like the carpet and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like winning, I know Michael B. Jordan, he won.
Mm. Loved the speech.
Um,
I liked, of course, they're gonna use that sound bite. I love being black. Love it, yeah. It's a good sound bite. It
and
is a good sound
so
bite.
yeah. But other than that, not necessarily. It's been like a couple of people that I've been seeing, but
I didn't even have to see your face. Jesus. Continue. Sorry, yeah.
I was like, what? But yeah, that's kind of, I've seen a couple
Yeah.
also.
No, I agree. Yeah, like as usual, I'm kind of on my Issa wave. I only kind of root and care about everybody that's black at these awards. So cool, awesome. I think those were the last. I think, yeah, we're just waiting on the big one now. I think we're just waiting on the Oscars. And we'll see what comes out of that. We'll see if it was all a giant tease, which I think it will be. I think they'll give
Mhm.
us peons and like some like sentimental value. We'll win it all.
Probably.
But moving on to some other crazier things, I am not a watcher of this TV show,
Me
but I
neither.
have seen all of the things. No, I actually, yeah, like I said, I have not seen the American version of this show. I saw the original version, which is a Korean TV show some years ago, which they've now bought the rights to. So I know the premise of the show, and I understand that a lot of, like in Korea, a lot of celebrities, actors, whomever go on the show, reality TV stars, comedians, etc. So cool. That is what basically tracked over here. What I have been very confused about is all of this Lisa Rinna and Candice, Rob, Mara, the whole shenanigree of it all. One, I guess Rob bamboozled everybody. I've seen like videos on TikTok of people being like doing Rob of like how Rob even made it to the end of the season, which I do feel like Rob could coast. That's how he low key coasted in Love
And Love
Island.
Island, right?
So I feel like he just did what he was really good at, which is wearing overalls and kind of being cute and sitting to the side and kind of being quiet
And letting
when
everybody be in the, yeah.
correct. He
Oh my
kind of knows
goodness.
when to shut the fuck up
It
and
makes
let
me think,
others
what is
do.
his sign?
Wasn't
I'm about
it?
to look it up.
I was about to say, wasn't it?
I'm gonna go with air, but hold on. Let me
I
make sure.
thought like no, it wasn't a Gemini. I don't think it was a Gemini. I don't remember, but I think it was something that we both when we were watching Love Island because Leah was a Leo. We were like, I could see it. But anyway, as you look that up, Candice and Lisa Rinna. I'm gonna start with Lisa Rinna because she had to come forward about this allegedly being drugged at the after party. So the show has ended for people context wise. The show has ended. They're doing their final press tours and moments of the show. I think they just had the reunion for the show, which is very weird. But anyway, she came forward that she
That's
was
so funny. Actually
he's an Aries.
he's like a cusp, if I'm being honest. He's like a Virgo Leo
I was
cusp.
gonna say Virgo. Okay, so that's funny.
I
I was
could
gonna say
definitely see
Virgo.
Earth, but I couldn't see anything else. It was gonna be air or Earth.
Really?
But
I was gonna say Virgo because I swear he
I
just
feel like
gives me
water
vibes.
signs are too emotional, so I don't think he shows that. And I feel like the reason why I said air is because he has a certain energy of being able to work the room.
Oh, for sure. Maybe that's one of his big three. Could be. Part of
Maybe.
his could be part of his big three. Who knows, child? But yes, Lisa Rinna has apparently came forward. She was on the news and she said that, it came back in her system after the night that she had fentanyl, methamphetamines, and then she kind of clips it and says, like, I can't really speak too much about it because they're still, doing an investigation, et cetera, et cetera. But she said that it was leaked to TMZ, and so that's why she's kind of coming forward and speaking on it. That is wild as hell. But if y'all think that I believe that, let me rephrase. If y'all think that I think that there were no drugs at this after party that were not willingly being taken, you would have must have thought I was born yesterday. And so, with that being said, I'm not going to ever say that I would wish anybody harm or let alone be close to fentanyl. That's insane. But I definitely believe that the likes of Lisa Rinna could have been around people who were definitely willingly doing drugs. So, is it possible that something got into her system on accident? Very possible. Very, very possible. And that's really unfortunate. And I hope they really do get to the bottom of that situation. But I definitely also think there were people there doing drugs freely. Freely. What else? Rob bought Mora a Birkin.
Mm.
There was a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
seen that.
press
That was
being
on
at
What
the
Happens,
store.
Watch What Happens Live with Andy. Which is crazy because anybody who knows, I mean, if you're a Love Island fan in general, you know who this
Mora
is.
is, yeah, Mora's a
Maura's
baddie.
like a goated in her
Baddie.
season as well.
Goated, boy.
Um,
Goat. She was boy.
like she was on them boys' head.
Now
Like I
this is
remember
when the
when she
UK
came in, I
season
loved
was
her.
was still kind of valid. This
It
is
was
when the
more
U
popular than the US.
Yeah, if you were not if you
Um,
were original Love Island fan, and when I say original, I am talking UK. Okay, if you're an original UK fan before the US ever even became a freaking thought and all these other spin-offs of other countries came a thought, you know that Mora's season and previous seasons was that shit in the
was top
UK.
tier, top
Top
tier.
was such good television. That Geordie Shore, listen, top tier reality TV over there across the pond. I give it to them on that. But Mora, yeah, I don't. What was the context behind this? Because I saw the clip where they were at the reunion where he like tells everyone that he was the traitor, and she's just so like, "Oh my God, I want my fucking," or like, "Don't fuck to me," or like, just I'm really
I don't
confused.
know what
What
I
is
don't
where
know
does the Birkin come
necessarily
into
what the
play here?
context was. I'm gonna assume that maybe
Were they
just based off of
flirty?
like she said something. It is kind of giving flirty one.
Okay.
But I will say that I think that Maura just doesn't like being spoke to a certain way. So I could see that maybe something was said that she didn't like or whatever, or maybe even she probably alluded to him
Mhm.
being one and she wasn't like she maybe said something like if I'm right, you owe me a Birkin in the midst on some ha ha ha. But because she act, you know what I'm saying, towards the
She the
end ended
tent.
up being right, it's like, oh well, you actually owe me a Birkin. Like what?
I would
So
say some shit like that too.
I could see that being kind of like the dynamic for
Okay.
sure. But I
Just
am not too sure on what that was. I just seen her saying like, you owe me my damn Birkin. Like I want my Birkin.
and she got her
Um,
Birkin, but he apparently has a girlfriend.
what does that mean in Rob's world?
Rob has enough money to buy a Birkin now?
Brand deals? Question mark? Mm.
Yes, Brandil's question mark.
Connects. They go far. I
They
do not think he
do.
paid
And
for
so I'm
that
curious.
Birkin.
Yeah, I'm like,
And it
did
wasn't even a
you
big body Birkin, it was a small one. So
it
that's even more
was
why I think it was,
doable? Because those are usually like
yeah.
what retail, I mean, depending on what kind she got. I think she had like a red Kelly one. No, she didn't have a Kelly. She had a red, I don't know what version she had. And those ones, depending on, again, like I said, the size and the brand or the name
It
of
was a
them.
small one.
He probably only came out maybe like 8, 10 grand. Probably.
And that's not, and I think he's making
I
good
think
money
he
right
makes
now.
that, yes. I was
Yeah.
just curious if it was like
He
a
has, I'm so sure with
what
him, he
Birkin
has
he was doing.
multiple avenues of like not only social media stuff as far as like the conversion in that
Oh
money
yeah, he's
pocket,
been
but
on a couple
also,
of shows now at this
yeah, I was about to
rate.
say, so
Yeah.
yeah, I think he's good. He's good
And
for
I
it, even
think
if
they
he
are
wanted to
still
pay
on
for it. But I think he got a brand deal, like, or it's just another like working out a marketing type of,
mm,
because that's what, you know.
yeah, no, they had all the paparazzi at the store taking pictures
Oh,
of him.
apparently it was
Yeah.
22,000.
I mean, yeah,
22,000.
he got 22. I believe he got a 22 to spare. I just think that's crazy. As a girlfriend, I'd be like, why are you buying her a Birkin? If that's not a
It's a
free Birkin,
burgundy Hermes
if it's
Togo
not a
Birkin.
free Birkin that you are, like you said, getting connects through, why the hell is you buying this a Birkin?
Oh, you're
That would
talking about
be
like
from
it's
the
from the
yeah,
girl.
like from the girlfriend's perspective. Like I would just be like, if that's not a free Birkin and you dropping your actual hard-earned $22,000, I'd be looking at you a little
I
sideways.
can
Because
see
also
him
they did
also
the
doing
press
that if
tour
I'm being honest.
afterwards.
Rob does not strike me as a man who is this might sound so bad, but Virgos and Leos, as a Virgo and a Leo semi combo, we're not good people sometimes and very calculating. And so I can see him being like, nah, it's not even all that. I just had to stay my word. I've been being a man of my word. And then let's say they break up, I could see him spinning back and then being like, well, it actually wasn't really anything at that time, but we broke up. So you know.
Oh, for sure. Because I
Um,
definitely feel like that was probably their whole vibe on the show. Because I saw a
it's like
clip of
he's setting himself
Candace.
up in a way.
Like Candace and I don't know who else she was talking to. Somebody on their podcast were talking about it and was like, I'm very confused. Like Candace was on the show and was like, I don't understand why he's buying her a Birkin. Everyone was confused. I feel like every person of color was like, why is he buying her a Birkin? And to your point earlier about how
I
Mora is, I get it because I also be doing shit. Like I say shit lightly, but if I turn out to be like, yeah, no, you owe me that. I
I
want
could
it
see her being that, like literally it's as simple as that. Like she maybe have thought it, said it on some haha funny, and then
because she was right. She feels
she
justified.
actually
Yeah,
was like, "Oh, I want a Birkin." Like since I lost and I was right,
hand it
but
over.
also I could see the like how you're saying, like the other women being like, I don't know why he's really buying her a Birkin. I don't
I feel like
know.
they think from that perspective, like this is some white girl shit. Like y'all just get whatever y'all want. Y'all feel like to an extent, and to some of it, maybe,
I could
maybe
see
not.
Candace in that way. I could see Candace getting it if she would have asked him. I think Rob is just that type of guy.
God,
It's
yeah.
like he
I
just give that
like
off to me. I could see Candace also working that type of
that energy.
like notion if she would have said it.
So
But I
let's
don't
speaking of
know.
Candice, let's go ahead and give him her tea because a lot of people have been saying that the housewives don't need to be on this show anymore. They're ruining the show.
Yeah, because Portia was on this one as well.
Candice, but a lot of people said that's the reason they watched. So
It
it
was
was
because of
very,
Portia.
yeah, because it was very split. Like they said Portia
Portia got
and
a fan base, not gonna hold you.
oh for sure. Portia and what's her name?
I think she got the strongest fan base out of all the house the Atlanta wives, like,
What is her name,
or just
bro?
the
The
whole
other one.
Housewives franchise. I think she has one of
Bro,
the
who
top
you
fan
know who I'm talking
bases.
about? I cannot think of her name right now. My name is the other one that was on there from Atlanta. The
Who?
lawyer. She wasn't on there?
Who?
Bro, I can't think of her
Oh,
name.
you
I'm
talking about
trying to get
Phaedra?
you.
I'm like,
Thank you.
what?
Thank you.
You talking
Phaedra.
about Phaedra?
Wasn't Phaedra
Well,
on this season? Or she's on last season?
I don't think she was on this season. I think she was on a season, but I'm not sure which
Okay,
season.
so my point, even in bringing her up, is that people were saying again, housewives shouldn't be on. However, there have been housewives who have been on and they've added to the show greatly. My point in that is because a lot of people again were saying that Lisa Rinna and Candice this particular season were terrible on the show and off the show, like due to their behavior and social media activity. Candice was fined $30,000 from her check from NBC because of this. That she also told was that she could not use certain adjectives about her castmates or she would be fined. And initially I was like, this seems very like pattern like with how she was acting on Housewives. But I also think it's a little like a little strange because it's why was Candice fined and not Lisa Rinna? You know what I
You
mean?
know,
Right, I know why, but I'm saying like if y'all are gonna hold that standard, why was it just Candace? And so because I also feel that other side, I feel like whatever Candace said, she shouldn't have been fucking fined. Fine everybody else
I don't
then.
think anyone should have been fined because honestly,
It
like,
brings attention to the show.
yeah, it brings attention unless they're giving things away, but also that's probably what it was. It looks like they're finding Candace for something that she specifically said, and that may be able to shift viewers as far as like who's the
Correct.
traitor, who's da 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 blah blah. If it's in if it's like getting close to that boundary, then I don't know. I feel like Candace in general knows what she be doing, so I can't even, I don't have no real like critique or thought on that. I will say I don't like how Lisa has gotten work done because Lisa used to have a face card that was crazy to me.
Oh,
And
of
now it's
course.
like, why did you keep, why? Like now you look like, you look crazy, bro. Like I can't. At some point, you guys have to open your eyes and see that it's just stop, just stop. You've reached your limit. There's no more filler. Your face can't take any more filler. It
Yeah,
can't.
like your lips and skin can't do it anymore. Like
It
just
can't.
stop.
It looked like you
Like, do
got
you not look
labias
at
on
old
top of your
pictures of
face.
yourself and go, ah!
No, it's literally like
Like, oh my
I'm
God, I
not
used to
a
look like
fan
that.
of the bimbo look. I'm not. I've came to that conclusion like last year or the year before. The bimbo look, not my tea. And when y'all,
Hmm.
specifically a certain demographic that I am in, decide to do this look, I ask and question y'all. I'm like, what do y'all think y'all are to the world? Like, what do you think other people when they see you? And granted, you don't have to care, but I'm just curious because that aesthetic has never been for us. So it's like,
Um, ooh, some quick BAFTA BBC update really quick that just came in. Warner Brothers is not backing down from the BBC. They on their
I can see that.
amid ongoing reviews into the debacle that led to the whole situation. Essentially, three sources familiar with the encounter said like Center Studio, which is a Warner Brothers executive, essentially, basically expressed grave concerns over the BBC. Now, I just also saw that the editors of the show stated that because there were multiple incidents, they thought that they had edited out the like added edited out the broadcast because there's also a moment that before the Delroy Lindo situation and Michael B. Jordan, he had already yelled it out when Wunmi Mosaka was on stage. So they thought they edited it out. being referenced on the basis that they had heard and edited out the slur, shouted out during the Best Supporting Actress Award. Therefore, they were told a racial slur had been shouted and they believed that they had removed it. I feel like as an editor, is it not your job to catch things like that? Don't you think, friend?
I'm not.
Don't you listen to the whole, like as an editor, don't
I
you
almost
listen?
want you to play the Nas Illmatic in the back. I'm not about to keep hearing these dumbass reasons from y'all.
Like, like
I'm
say
not about
it,
to keep.
say it to Eli real quick. Eli, if you're listening to this, go ahead and add in the Illmatic shit as she spits her shit. All right, go, friend. Go, 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 go.
I'm not about to keep playing with y'all in regard to this whole situation. It's already dead. It's already tired. We seen it. Y'all heard it. Y'all was there. There's no damn way. Not even on God's green earth. I know y'all have a production room that's probably deep as hell. Everybody 10, 20 plus people up in that room trying to figure out what camera pan here, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not. I'm these. Shut up at this point. I don't want to hear anything else from y'all. It's just giving dangling meat in front of dogs at this point. But it's not even meat. Whole time that was a celery stick. I don't know what the hell y'all want us to do about this. I don't want to hear no excuses no more. Really, at this point, I mean, we need to figure out how can we not be kind of supporting them. It's just bullshit at this point that y'all talking. So with that, shut up. It's like opening your mouth and shit flying out at this point. Like y'all wanted us to hear this for a reason. Y'all wanted us to hear it. It's okay. Because there was a different slur that was also said as well. It's not just, he said multiple things. And also to
Right.
y'all people who swear up and down that this critique is about people who have Tourette's, y'all are slow as well. Let's just throw y'all up in there too. Y'all slow. I don't, it's okay to be slow, but we have to acknowledge that you are. Like, it's nothing hard to understand about this. Y'all could have did that. Y'all didn't want to. It's a bigger thing that is feeding. Now, what that bigger thing is, we don't know. Not yet. Because it'll come out or something will happen or they'll set it up to where, it give a little bit more or something. But that sinners, y'all handling it right. The cast and everybody, y'all handling it right.
And shout out to Warner
Y'all
Brothers.
not
Y'all don't
adding
usually do right
anything.
shit, but shout out to Warner Brothers for not letting it go and holding the meetings and getting on the phone, yo people talking to my people because what went wrong? Like what's going on?
Y'all
But
wanted us to hear that. I don't give a damn about what
correct.
y'all are saying. Like all this extra, oh, we didn't hide. You might as well turn around, spread your asshole, and pucker up. And I might as well look at that at this point. I don't want to keep hearing this whole like, oh, because even in the apology, y'all didn't apologize. Y'all are saying some other. Y'all just keep giving more like story and understanding and the why to him. I don't give a damn about the Tourette's guy. I don't care that
Right.
he has that. I don't even get. Oh my gosh, I don't care. He said it though. Like, no one cares that he has Tourette's, bro. Also, why don't y'all be saying nice stuff with Tourette's? Is this something specifically that says like say the meanest shit? Like, what's y'all don't never say beautiful life? Like, I don't know. Y'all don't never say it's sunny outside. Like, why are y'all saying what? I'm running around here saying cracker. Like, oh my gosh, I don't know. But hey, at the end of the day, that's what y'all want to vibe on. That's what y'all want to say is y'all's thing and y'all's reason. Okay, cool, cool. It doesn't negate that the word has history and that you damn sure shouldn't be saying it for the optics of multiple reasons. So I don't care about this. And also, let's stop making space and hiding behind our mental illnesses. Let's stop doing that shit. Your mental illness don't give it does not negate, it don't wipe clean what you did or the impact of what you did. The only thing that it provides us is a why and maybe a how. How did we get here? Oh, because he's mentally ill. Why did he do that? Oh, because he's mentally ill. It don't mean, oh, let's ignore it because he's mentally ill. No, that's not. I don't move that way, and the world shouldn't either. Some folks would argue that's ableist. It's not ableist. I'm literally acknowledging that you have what you have, but you also can't do whatever the fuck you want to do because you are mentally ill or have a disability or whatever the case is. Like we all have to navigate you. And how the
Hmm.
hell can we navigate you if you just randomly saying, or at least not apologizing? That's the biggest thing that I gotta acknowledge. It's not the fact that Buddy has Tourette's and everybody hates Tourette's. That's not it. He made a statement and he didn't acknowledge anything in that space. So it was a me show. It was a he apologized. I just need y'all to understand why I said. We don't fucking care. We know why. You said it because it's something in your brain that fired off. Okay. With that, I would have thought you would have made it very short and sweet, to be honest. My bad, y'all got Tourette's and I'll just be saying stuff. I apologize to such and such. I apologize to that. I apologize to blah blah blah. With this disability, it is sometimes hard to navigate, blah blah blah. And the end. Nope. Just a big ass 4 or 5 paragraphs of what Tourette's is. I don't give a fuck. What if I told you that? I already know what it is. We still we're owed an apology. So that's I'm tired of hearing about the BAFTAs or what. Go to hell. How about that for right now? Go to hell
And with
until
that, we'll be right back after these loading
like
messages,
I'm so
folks.
over them, bro. Like I can't. There's no
Insert the commercial where Denise like, "Hey guys, this is."
like it's I can't like it's
uh,
something bigger that's behind that, and it's like y'all are using
no, I'm
the
being dead
map.
ass friend. Hold on, like, there's dead ass needs to be a pause. Like, just being dead ass. Okay, we're back, y'all. Did you want to continue on your slide?
No,
Okay, well, okay.
I
I'll just make
just
sure.
let's not bring this up no more because I
And with that, we're closing that tab.
like
What
this.
Cardi B said forever.
I y'all settle that correctly and handle it
You
like it
will
should have been.
always be by me until you do right by. All right.
Cause
Anyway,
it's just very irresponsible, bro. That's all that is feel like y'all keep saying is that y'all wasn't on y'all's P's and Q's. Like,
right.
okay, we
Forgive
heard
us
that
for not being
already.
on our P's and Q's. We thought we were. But we're
Like,
not. Onto some other, update news. We like to keep y'all educated. We like to let y'all know where you can sign up and do the things. I definitely was like, ooh, noted. Creative Fellowship from Google basically is due by March 23rd. So it is March 7th. You have time to get this out and get it done. They have released a program essentially for emerging creative talent that offers hands-on experience and exposure across Google's various in-house creative teams. There were several positions on there. Graphic was also in there. Hint, hint. A lot of different other things that I feel like, if you're trying to enter a space with this very interesting world that we are about to engage in, it's good to upskill. It's good to get in some certain rooms and spaces. And with a program like this, you never know. Things could lead to a job. So if you have the ability to do it, I say apply. YOLO. Moving on to another quick little tab. This was very unfortunate. I was not looking forward to this, but I think anybody with eyeballs and a clear sense of path knew that it was coming. Destination Smokehouse and Mr. Tendenism have officially parted ways. Oh, I actually didn't unfortunately tab anything on here, but I can find you something if you want to do Google or quick YouTube or.
is this Destination Smokehouse the one with the guy who thought he was about to be bigger than the program, and so he tried to set to the side, and then people realized like he's not that great, or is this the spot that moved to, and they are now
No,
parted again?
this is Unk is not moving to anywhere. Unk is his own brand now due to this. Destination Smokehouse is, yes, you are correct. The owner of Destination Smokehouse
Okay.
went and trademarked tendernism.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, I
Or
knew that
excuse
was
me,
gonna
no,
happen.
he went and trademarked ten tenderism.
Tenderism.
He trademarked tenderism, and then I think tendenism is what a black attorney actually had got before or roughly right after. I think he did it like either before him or after him, where he actually got the correct name and he bought it. And so now that they have officially parted ways, he posted a video on his TikTok, and prior to him posting even that video, Keith Lee made a video and he kind of alluded that, hey, sidebar to whatever he was talking about, he's like, I have spoken to for tendenism. I don't know his actual name. I think on his page it is just tendenism right now. He was like, he's like bringing tendenism to the world is kind of his thing so far. I don't know. Anyway, he basically was saying like Keith Lee was like, "Hey, I've talked to him. We've got people around who will help assist him, and it looks like that is so because all of the videos that I am talking about, baby, are produced. They are well edited, well timed. They, there's clearly a
I just want to.
producer who's asking him questions. Asking him like, well, hey, people want to know, are you with Destination Smokehouse no more? And he's like at a grill. He got on the residential outfit, some polo, some short, and some slacks, some linen slacks, and he's like, no, I'm not. But it's no beef with them. I'm just moving on to better, bigger, and better things. Don't worry about me. I appreciate everybody's support. Yada yada yada. Next
Just to go on
video.
record, Unk's name is Walter Johnson.
Thank you. Walter Johnson then goes on to post another video shortly after and is catering. Ron Isley's birthday party, folks. So yeah, it seems
There's a lesson here
he's on correct. He's on the
for both
road
sides.
to, it seems like the next video I think after that was him and the black attorney who saw what was probably what is now happening. He saw that what was happening and is now in the process of getting that trademark over to Mr. Walter here shortly. So all is restored in Mr. Walter's life. Tendenism to the world is his slogan at this point, it sounds like. And so, yes, it sounds like he might even be at Keith Lee's upcoming New Orleans festival. As many people are, I've already seen videos of people, he's been giving out free tickets. And even in that, I know a lot of controversy. People was mad that they had to pay $70 for a ticket, but it's like, that's cheap. If you broke, just say that. Like $70 for a festival, a ticket, a singular ticket is $70 for the whole thing. And
Yeah, I
y'all,
was gonna say that's very cheap. You guys kind of need to stop thinking that. I don't think
mind
some
you, they
of
were
you
like, why didn't
all
he get sponsors? Mind you, why you think the ticket was $70? I just
literally like it could have been way higher, guys. I think y'all subconsciously think that when it's black people involved that it's gonna be cheap. I need y'all to undo that in y'all's brain.
or free.
Um,
It should
yes,
be
or
free.
free. No
Like
one cares
what?
about
Do you
baby
know how much
R&B.
insurance costs? Do you like on
Um, dude, I'm
so
not. Look,
yes.
we don't even got to go into that.
So
What I
yes.
will say, because I got something for you.
Mm-hmm.
Destination Smokehouse and the owner. You see, when you play stupid games, you get stupid ass prizes. Yo, stupid ass thought you was about to just take off on him. You really thought that was gonna happen. You so much so that you tried to backdoor him.
Mm.
Then you tried to sit him down after you backdoored him. You didn't even try to work with him after you thought you was gonna, like y'all usually do, colonize, take, revert, flip it, dip it, put it back out there. That's what you thought was gonna
Right.
happen.
Flip
That's
the thing
what you
down and
thought.
reverse it. Yeah, you thought you was.
Yeah, you thought you was about to Missy Elliott his shit. And you
Mm-mm.
did it. You
Oh no,
did it.
no.
Now people are saying that your stuff is trash, your food is not that good. Then you now have a public facing, like, because you did all of this stuff. Now we know who you are, what you look like. I'm not going to out your name because I don't give a damn about you. I only care about Walter Johnson. Much saying
Unk,
destination. But we only said that because, again, Walter Johnson made Destination Smokehouse. Clearly, it's
right.
boo boo now and it's trash, and we don't care about that. He's on to bigger, better things, and you're probably somewhere weeping, crying, and blaming him. You got your stupid prize, you bum, and yay! I'm glad. I'm glad you got it.
Right
Guys,
by me.
to just not do people dirty. I think it's very simple. I think some of
It's
y'all are just
literally not
so,
hard. It's
I
not
think
hard at
y'all
all.
allergic to ethics. I
It's
really
not
do.
hard at all. To do
I
right by
think
people, bro, it's yeah, it's an old concept, I feel like, at this
I think
point.
y'all
Especially
allergic
with
to
the social
ethics.
media of it all.
Bro, and y'all, and look, I'm not, I say this over and over again because I know it's hard and I understand when you move from a space that is authentic, this is kind of the shit that you got to navigate. And I'm sure for even probably Unk's family, they probably was heated as hell figuring out or hearing some of the stuff that was going on because
Hmm.
now my grandpa being taken advantage of, now my uncle, you know what I'm saying, getting taken advantage
Right.
of. It's a very personal thing, and especially when you know that he loves cooking. It seemed like that's his thing, that's his shtick.
Yeah.
You weren't in the back cooking, so it's like to try to take someone's pure joy with something that they like doing and just try to immediately capitalize off of it. I'm glad your ass got sat down.
Hmm.
You
And you're
you
probably not gonna have you probably never will have a line around the corner ever again. Because I
not
heard they
again,
was
and you're
saying
gonna
like
have to do some
the
rebranding like some people did here.
lines was
Uh,
down the block, down the highway, waiting 90 plus minutes for it. And I actually saw one girl who is a food creator who the owner had invited, and she had posted the video, the Destination Smokehouse wife. In the comment, talk about some you whore, you were asking him for a hug. Mind you, this man asked her to come, told her to go to the back so he could let her in, so she would, obviously, if you ask somebody to be there, you're gonna make sure they get into the front of the line. You know what I mean? The wife and
right.
her stuff talk about you whore. Da, 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 da. I'm like, so both y'all do bad business. Cause
I'm
what
a
is
whore
wrong
because I
with
was
your?
eating your
You
husband's
asked me to come. She
food.
like, what? What are you even talking about? I was asking your man to come to the back. Like, girl, are you okay? Are you
I'm a
okay?
whore. Bet.
Okay. Defamation. Like immediately. Like, bitch, don't play with me. I'll ruin y'all. Like,
First
boy.
off, that mean no, you just showed me that your husband be going.
Oh, for
With
sure.
some women,
Oh,
I'm not gonna hold
for
y'all. Y'all be
sure.
running a risky game
Since
with
they
some
done
other
locally
women.
blown up, oh baby, oh the hottest twat in town is on that man like
I
white
was
on
gonna say
rice.
like, but that's what I'm saying. All you did was showcase that your man be going. And for some
Baby.
women who on some spiteful, you know what I'm saying?
Of
I've
course, they're gonna go
literally
straight to
seen
it. Like, why are you harassing the influencer who is literally just trying to come do
and
her
they just
job?
and all she just better be lucky she not
And of
one of
course,
them ones.
the influencer was one of us.
Oh yeah, and that's what I'm saying. She better be lucky that she's not one of them ones. I've seen multiple women get in some ego and they get irritated because how dare you even talk to me like that? Let me show you something though. Right? They'll follow through or whatever because that's how much they're willing to spite you. And they'll use their eyes, their ass or whatever just to spite you. Like I don't know what she thinks she doing, but she ain't doing nothing but making him a target for it. But I mean, hey, that's y'all stupid pot of bullshit that y'all been stirring. I don't care what y'all do at this point.
If
You can get it served up, dished up, ready and hot. So
anything, shorty, you get out there in the field. Get your Stella got her groove back. I don't know, like y'all both kind of I don't know, probably local to hometown, hot commodities right now. So do your thug thizzle in your hometown. I know how that go here. So I can only imagine how
they'll
that
do
is. Y'all
it.
in
They'll do.
California in the middle of nowhere. So I'm sure I'm sure he's slinging it left and right all through town. And you heat it. You heat it.
That's
Cause
probably
you
why he thought he was gonna get all the way he thought he was gonna get.
So yeah, I genuinely feel like I am very glad it turned out in Unk's good. I'm glad there were people who were around at least early on because I know a lot of people saw it when they realized that he was not the owner of the restaurant. Everybody immediately was like, "Get that man out of there," because this is about to go left. Especially when we realized the dynamic.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like it was you could see it a mile away. And so yeah, I'm very glad that this is working out. Again, like you said, this is a lesson on both sides. Walter, I'm so glad that this is working out. And hey, who knows? You might bring some tendenism to Oklahoma City. So, with that being said, we're gonna close out this tab. I'm gonna make this the last tab because I just also felt like it was the most it make no sense. Yes, Ben Affleck
Mhm.
and his AI startup have just been acquired by Netflix. Now I'm gonna put a pin in that slightly because we know as of right now that Netflix did not win their bid in purchasing Warner Brothers. Paramount has won that deal. Many words on that because there's a lot of ties to the things that are going on right now. And I'll just preface if you're not aware or you're not local to the United States, we are currently involved with Israel in attacking Iran. The person who built said platform has ties and very close ties. He's been on record saying things of that we love Israel, right? This family is Oracle, right? His father allowed his son to give him some money. Basic exchange, they're using the company Oracle, which is a tech infrastructure to basically fund this deal. I think for a lot of people, sometimes it's like, oh, these companies are just selling each other and they're doing things. But there is right now, currently, there are other things that are at play. And so I do kind of like need people to kind of be aware of how this all plays in a part because now this man owns CNN, MSNBC, like all of the apps that y'all are like, oh my God, we're about to get HBO and CNN already together. And these are not just as light. Now all of these media are owned by one family. And
Mhm.
the leverage within that, if you're not aware of Oracle, right? If you work for a company and you use Workday or you use some of these platforms, right? When you fill out an application,
They are
guess what's
operations and application software. So they are
everything?
very
They have
cloud
defense
computing database,
contracts,
application software, business
everything.
management data, operation data, CRM. And like they are baby, all of our information damn near at the point of where they're storing it is with them.
It's not just your Netflix logins or your
No,
Apple
not at all.
logins. Like this is a lot more. They
This is
also
your
now
whole
have
identity.
defense
This is
contracts. They
yeah.
now also have our medical information due to other contracts in that. What I am saying with this, right, is to provide a little bit of context to this Ben Affleck and AI situation. Now, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, wow, it's the same people who were doing all this hoopla end up, or about AI, end up to be the ones who sell companies. Now, this company, what I need y'all to understand specifically is in regards to post production. Okay? And I don't trust a lot of people, do not believe, like, I don't trust a lot of Hollywood celebrities. I don't put that much stock or faith in them. But one thing I have noticed is if you walk the walk, you sometimes gonna talk the talk. I have noticed Ben Affleck and Matt Damon say and speak on what it's like to be an actor, a director, a creative in this new space of, yes, the AI sucks, but the AI was always meant to do what? To help us, the creator, who might not have any money. When we did Goodwill Hunting, we only had blah 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 blah, right? A tool. That is why I can say I feel like the deal, at least on my end, it makes sense, especially with what Netflix does and how much output Netflix is putting out themselves. I feel like the deal makes sense. The article or the post that I linked for you, I don't know if you had a chance quickly to like look over
Yeah.
it, kind of breaks that into detail more and
Yeah.
really highlights how they're being a little bit more strategic. And so, yes, I know a lot of people were upset with Netflix and like how that could come about, but you also have to realize there are other things that are play. So it's like you have to, I hate saying pick the lesser of evil. I hate saying that shit, bro, but you do have to kind of be aware, at least. I'll say that. As a creative, you guys need to be aware of things that are happening because there are some layoffs that are about to start happening. It's layoffs. We're about to have strikes. The other tab that I was gonna open up was about the WGA and the awards and the strike that's happening as well. Right? So there are things that are happening as a creative. I think you guys need to just be aware of. You don't have to
And
bury your
I'll
head in the
say,
sand and not be prepared or think, woe is me. That's all I'll say on that. So yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say to piggyback off the woe was me. And me and you talk about this offline like all the time.
Right.
There's there are always waves
Hmm.
of information or even structural changes.
Right.
We History repeats itself. We've seen it with the Industrial Revolution. We've seen it with the digital age when we came to the 21st century. We've seen these are right specific times in the evolution of man where we just get better, quote unquote,
Yeah.
better. This is one of them. We're in the midst of one right now,
Hmm.
AI. And all I'll say is you hating something with your balls and your heart in it is not gonna make it stop.
It's not. And
This
I
is a bigger
champion Ben
machine.
Affleck for being like, you know what, fuck it. We've embedded
And
with
I'm not
Netflix
saying
and
you
we're
have to,
figuring it out.
right. But I'm not even saying like because Ben is like, I want a seat at the table, right?
Right.
Some of it is not even getting a seat, guys. It's just I don't have to be at the seat at the table, but damn, can I be in the room? Shit, not
Correct.
even in the room. Can I be on the outside of the door, maybe in the next room doing something else? I don't want
Right.
people to get so like, I hate this thing
Yeah.
that you purposely put yourself in a position to where you now are being a victim to this thing. There
Hmm.
are ways to implement something for survival. That's the whole point of evolution. You are either going to get in with this or you're going to die off if you don't figure out how to adapt. And you guys, I'm not gonna lie, as a creative, it's not feeling like we have a damn choice. It's
No.
not. But we do have a choice in how we implement it. We do have a choice in how we interact with it. We do have a choice. You get what I'm saying? Like, does it have to be used in a horrible way? Does it have to be used in a vapid and I'm not with the whole like stupid stuff kind of being added, but hey, I'm not you guys. I don't know what y'all's day to day look like. Everybody's accessibility looks different, everybody,
Oh, for
all of
sure.
that
Because I
stuff.
hear some people in the way they use ChatGPT, and I'd be like, "That's what you use it for?"
Yeah, it's like, why are you using it for that? But we're all we're
But we
all
all
at
different,
different,
right? Like I
yeah,
mean,
we're all
hey,
different. We
I
all
I don't use it. Hell, I'm not even on ChatGPT no more. I'm with Claude. Claude, if you hear this, I know you're looking for ambassadors, but are you
And
looking
which
for
is so funny
partners?
because I was on Claude before everybody was like Claude. And I'm like, there's really no damn, there is a difference, but to me, I'm a bottom line person. There's no difference. Find the damn way thing that you like, I guess. It's like software. You're either
Oh,
going
for
to be an
sure.
Adobe person or not. You're either going to
For
be a, you
sure.
know what I'm saying?
For
It's
sure.
like
For
that.
sure.
So it's just depends on what it is for me. I was already, there's another one that's not Claude. I forgot what it is,
Um,
but even still,
Ooh, I
guys,
know, like, yeah. Just be smart about it,
pick,
I feel like. And that's all I was saying. I feel like Ben Affleck is being very strategic and smart about it. I feel like they understand that they are prime commodities with leverage to their name. But they also know, like, they also understand that the industry is completely different, right? How you survive, right? They're getting older. They're not going to be acting any much like, super super long. We don't know. I don't, I'm not even going to put that on them. They could be acting forever, but they want to also create pipelines for other people to do the things that they also want to see, which is something that they love because they're passionate about it. So they're not going to allow themselves to get left behind. I'd rather have a seat at the
right.
table. I'm along the lines of I'd rather have a seat at the table.
At this point, hell yeah,
Um,
because I've seen
Could-
we've
as
been a
somebody,
part of
especially
one.
in tech, like I'm already like, I want to
Oh,
know
for
what they're
sure.
doing because this intrigued me because I'm like, what is this? Because this is another end for me, even in the industry in itself from another perspective. So like again, like as a creative, right? I'm telling you, I see things like this, and my first thought isn't, oh, Ben Affleck, he's a traitor, he's a sellout. My thought is, okay, cool. I work in this. I do this. I know I have skills in this and I have skills in this. This could transfer and be relatable in an industry that I would like to work in. This could make me highly sought after. Y'all have to change y'all mindset a little bit when it comes to
Yeah.
y'all's approach to this thing. And like Danique said, if you hate it to your core and you just hate it down, stand 10 toes down in that, but also realize you're potentially cutting yourself
You're
out
gonna
of a
yeah,
of
you're
an
ousting
opportunity
yourself.
here in some next couple of years because it is here. And I feel like we say this every episode, like it's here. It's not, you guys cannot avoid this any longer. And I feel like if you really
I'm
are
about my
someone who's
money and I'm about
tired of it,
survival.
period.
So,
Like either you're gonna be a
because
cockroach or you're gonna be a
how can you
pick
change? My
one.
thing is, how can you change something or be the person that's probably fighting for the ethics and all the other things if you allow other people who are on the
Who are
opposite
not to
side
run it.
to be exactly
Correct.
to be super in droves in this space? You just said
Correct.
like being in tech. I am tech is such a very like
No, there's
vague
different several
thing.
industries of it, yes. I
Right,
work
and
more in
I
system
could
administrations, but yes, yes. I'm
right, I
trying
would
to shift
also be
to AI
considered tech.
governance. Yes.
Mine is just design and creative intent
Correct.
from the opposite side, but
Correct.
also even in the leadership and management with a PMP that is also
Nigga, if
tech
you
in a
go
way.
to that
So
creative fellowship from Google and you look at all of the jobs that they are offering and their in-house creative teams, I said it earlier, me, you, and several other people are on there because now they are integrated people. I just saw an article from I think the Wall Street Journal talking about how like brands, to your point, I know you love branding, but brands like food brands and them are starting to get full in-house production companies to
yeah,
get their ads done, to
yeah.
get things pushed across, like
That's the
Poppy.
fuck. Oh my! I almost want to freaking throw my laptop right now. That is the smartest way to do it. Why would you not? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't, even with
Because
my job
yeah,
now, I argue, like, that's kind of how I'm functioning now. But with some of the stuff and the principles and how we navigate certain things, it's like, this is not necessarily standard, but sure, like, we can do it this way, I guess. Like, it's not,
mm-hmm,
bad. But when you got a big ass machine
mm-hmm,
running and you have so many other people in that are like, in the pipeline are relying on this one thing to move on to a different stage of the development or whatever the project entails, like there are protocols in structure and everything that like it becomes you don't get to kind of be lax on it when you get start to get bigger. So yeah, they're going to figure out a lot of people are going to figure out it's going to make sense for us to hire a different, we need this department now because now we have maybe sensitive things that we don't want people to leak or what I'm
right.
saying,
There's no
whatever it
need for the
is.
third party anymore, right? You don't need to hire the third party production company to do this thing, right? Gucci and well, I don't want to keep saying Gucci, but Yves Saint Laurent, like
Hermes,
they
like
are having their own production, marketing, IT, right? Things that you would normally think come from a place, but they're even down to these smaller brands, like I would say Poppy, right? Poppy has a whole production team. They're on freaking Super Bowl commercials. like, you know what I mean? Like, yes, there's Coke, yes, there's Pepsi, but now it's like, no, Pepsi isn't hiring the random, commercial director. Like, now you have to be hired by the actual Coca-Cola company and be at their production company. I think Hobby Lobby has their own in-house production
Yeah, they
company.
do.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know, to round this out before we get out of here, y'all, like, I think, at least, and I'll even tie this into a little bit of my Be So Fucking Real slight, like, y'all gotta be real of what's coming and how it's all tied together and how certain things are about to start moving. And it's not again to scare y'all, it's never again to implement fear. If anything, we're here to say, bro, there's a way you can navigate this. We're doing it ourselves. Like we're literally doing this right now with
Bro,
y'all.
I don't create AI.
And
I don't, bruh, I do not, how I
like
use AI, do not ask it to generate images
nada.
and shit. Like
No,
I'm
but
not
look,
asking that. Now, am I asking it to organize some information that I myself have? Yeah.
correct.
Am I asking for it to probably pull like a quick, maybe areas that I should be researching based off of just the whole scope of being able to,
Right. Look at this.
but
What?
ultimately, I'm still doing my research. It's not my end all be all. It's not the Godfather. I am the Godfather of my creations.
Correct.
It's not, that's, if anything, AI, that's my assistant. That's the little, I wish I
Boy,
knew Star Wars for real, but that's that little robot buggy thing that's walking around. Like, that's all that is. It's
R2D2.
not able to do nothing for real. Crazy. It's not.
R2D2. I love what this
Yes.
person said though, and even it's to pivot to this, what Affleck built is strategically different from what every other AI company is doing. Sora, Runway, and Kling all generate video from text prompts, right? What you just said was what we're not doing. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not probably gonna make like a pitch deck or something that might be that could come from Sora, because that's also not, I don't want to ever say that. But what I'm saying is that I'm not telling it to generate my whole freaking idea. And what he goes further on to say is that Enter Positive trains on a production's actual dailies and works within the existing filmmaking pipeline. You see how we just said we're integrating it into our pipelines that already exist as an assistant? Because no, me and Danique are not probably at a point yet where we can hire somebody to be our
Bro, not at
assistant.
all. But a lot of stuff
So,
is
but
just
we
too
need
much.
someone to
Like,
help funnel this, or it can be overwhelming. And so, if you're at this place where things start to feel overwhelming, we're not saying that you can't get on the Chat GPTs and the Claudes or whatever, the Geminis, and not utilize them to your thing, but realize what you're doing is using it as a tool, right? How you get out a pen and a paper, those are tools to help facilitate something that's already in your brain. It's already there. You just need to learn how to execute, and sometimes with execution there comes discipline and organization, and those are things that are being done. Again, I'm not mad at Ben Affleck and them. About to do some research, give them a ring a ling a ling, possibly. I don't know, but yeah, nah. You gotta just be on your up and up p's and q's, y'all. I feel like we always gonna tell y'all that here on Unpaid, so stay up on the up and up, and we're
even
literally
say,
telling you how to do
I'm
that.
not, this whole, I have my ethics and I preach ethics all the time because I'm for them for sure. With that though, I think it's a balance in life in general because we're human and also we are subjected to the society that we are in.
Right.
You don't get, I think it's a privilege to be able to not care or have to make a stance on certain things. And respectfully, I've always argued that I don't think it's even possible for any human to not have a stance on anything because, like I said, we are in a society that functions off of certain things. So whether you know it or not, you're playing off of stuff. To be honest with y'all too, with the AI stance, I'll tie this into my beef so fucking for real. You, that iPhone that you're on right now,
Boop boop. Oh, talk about it, friend. Talk about.
Illmatic music again.
Like, right, Eli, do your thing.
That iPhone that y'all on right now, I'm seeing people happy about this Apple Neo, this boo boo ass
And I'm
laptop.
glad you
Not,
made that tweet because I
uh,
was getting ready to make it. And so,
uh,
yes, I'm so
yeah,
glad
because
you.
I looked up the specs and then I said, oh yeah, they just put this into a thing.
Yeah,
The A18 chip and how is the GPU and nah, yeah. Y'all put that into this. But
boy,
y'all on Twitter, y'all on X now, right? We keep saying Twitter because that's what the mama called them, but hey,
correct.
X, Twitter, I don't care. Y'all are on all of these apps and
Servers, data
y'all
centers.
are trying to have
Hmm.
stances that I feel like go against even that. So, like, if we're gonna use the whole like kind of the bystander or if I kind of on this thing, or if I deal with this thing, then I must support it type of logic,
Hmm.
then guys, we are all supporting a war right now.
Currently, actively, right now.
We are all, based off of that logic, we all want this war.
And
That's
we know
not
that's not
true.
tr- and we know that's not true. You
Right.
have to
And
pay
so
into
like
taxes. You have to
it's
pay your taxes, nigga. If you don't pay your taxes, you're going to jail, aka Wesley
and
Snipes.
yeah,
Like,
so
look,
things that are put in place that were it's just it's that's the whole point though of like this whole bigger
hell,
thing, right?
Martha
You
Stewart.
get
Like, come on
you
now. There's
get
so
to a
many different
point.
things, bro. Like you can be conned by this system. That's literally the point why we be having our grievances, right, with the system. There's ways that it can backfire. So if you don't think that that applies to even just like you said,
This
living and
little stuff. Hey man,
existing,
and so
like,
like I'm gonna just say, be for real, do what you can.
woo,
Like I just genuinely feel
do
like
what you
we're
can.
not gonna be able to make a stance on every single damn thing because of how it's set up. So I don't know the whole AI, like, oh, you the joke of like when they say like you just you asking it to make it your to-do list, just starve the village and blah blah blah. Like, bro, it's not, first off, I don't feel like it works like that. I think someone said something and then it grew legs, right? Because
Yes.
obviously to have databases or servers, there are places that are just it ain't nothing but servers in that bit.
Hmm.
And yes, is it using a lot of
Energy, yeah.
energy? Yes, it was already doing that though before AI, y'all. Like it was already doing that
Y'all have to
before
realize AI has
AI.
already been here. When you started getting the latest phones and all of these things that Apple and was putting out, that is a form of AI. So like y'all, some of y'all even having these stances is like y'all don't even be having the full research. It's just like again, it's like temporary rage bait or temporary
It's virtue
emotion.
signaling is what it is, and I don't really care for all of that, especially when I know or you're tweeting on Elon Musk's freaking app, and
Right.
he and his thumb looking ass is doing stuff right now. Like I don't know. It just feel like, and this is where I say I get why some people have no stance on anything because it feels like you can't have a stance on anything, if that makes any sense. So it's like
Right.
I don't know. It's one of those things you got to be mindful of, and that's why I say like if you're have your ethics, align with them and try to reinforce them at any moment that you can. If you feel like it's AI for you, then sure. But I will say that even with like, bro, the last gen of people who can't deal with tech, they can't even like, or the last gen, they'll say it's ages, and it could be, but it doesn't negate that y'all can't open emails. It doesn't negate that you can't
Correct. And y'all
send
are
an
in higher
email.
positions
It
than
doesn't, and
some of
y'all are in
us.
higher ass positions, and y'all can't send an email,
I
can't
just
figure out.
seen one of my friend's stories, and she works in bro, and literally like this shit was like, why am I helping somebody do something that you're above me? Like this makes no sense.
And the only thing that you can do is probably extend the grace of that you came up in a different era. So there's also some shit that
Right.
you know that I don't know. And that's why I'm saying like this thing, like it's gonna be it's it's what we call life, I guess. And it's annoying. I get it. But also I'm at a point where it don't feel like having any loud opinions about anything that kind of give like the day to day is even worth it. Now, overall bottom line, like obviously don't kill that person, right? Obviously don't blah blah blah. Like that type of stuff. That is hard lines, but the whole like certain stuff like this, it just doesn't feel like it's applicable, like it's actually feasible. So
Right.
I don't know, but I say be so for real. We are not perfect. And we are all trying to survive at the end of the day. So I'm not saying that I'm like, I'm not
Bitch,
saying that, but I will say it has its uses, and I will say that some of the stuff that y'all have
we
heard is out
don't
of
know
context.
which
And I
way
will say that y'all are not being realistic as to how much quote unquote AI has already been actually being implemented.
to
It just got crazier this year or the last 2 years
oh,
because we can use it in that way.
there's just no way to go.
I'm like, what in the hell is you doing right there? Like, I'm gonna need you
Giving
to
you the
hush because you
background
almost
music.
threw it right because you almost ruined my thought. But yeah, that's I
I
wrap that
just
up.
say we just what is she gonna sound cold? I'm like Eli, put an echo on the back shit.
Hell no, this is gonna be folks gonna get overstimulated. Turn this shit off. I get it, y'all.
Wow, I'm just trying to give you background music and
I
shit.
get it. I'm just saying, but you almost look. I get
We
your
just
intent.
don't.
I definitely get it. But your impact really, the impact almost threw me. I was like, what is happening? Like, is she? But anyways, y'all. So It has been, I feel like we've been talking for 2 hours, way longer, but it's been a minute.
I mean, hey, sometimes you just gotta yap and get it out, you know? Who cares? If you're still here listening to us, keep doing your thing. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment. Let us know your thoughts on any of these topics. Be sure to follow us on our socials. Danique Nashay is her. That's probably why I always have to, like, I'll be like, why is not pulling up?
Mine is backwards. It's Nashay Danique on Instagram and then Danique Nashay on my Twitter/X.
Boy, one day I'll give y'all my Twitter. Until then, I don't care. Until then, yes, come find me on the Instagrams or the TikToks at Kiera Webster. In the meantime, this has been Unpaid Invoices. I'm your girl Kiera, and this is my lovely partner. Yes, sir. You've heard it here first, live, folks. We gonna get the hell up out of here. Cue action music. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. It's time to go.